Hey guys, Dr. Shook here, and this is another sauna session. In today's sauna session, what I would like to talk to you about is a hidden source of iodine. Okay? Now we've talked about iodine, and we know that iodine is essential for the manufacturing of thyroid hormones, right? You have to have it. But there's this controversy with iodine that it can be a trigger for Hashimoto's, and that's what I tend to believe as well, based on the scientific literature that I've seen. The reintroduction of iodine, or I should say the introduction of iodine into populations like Iran and China, Sri Lanka, all over the world where they've introduced iodine, there's been a spike in Hashimoto's. Decrease in hypothyroidism due to deficiencies of iodine, but a spike in Hashimoto's. And I talk about that in other videos, how we believe that there's this deficiency of selenium, and that's an important thing. But we know that, what we think that the research shows us is that we need around 50 micrograms of iodine to produce enough iodine per day to make our thyroid hormone. Most people get significantly more, especially in a standard American diet or one that's fortified. So what I want to talk about is a very hidden source of iodine. I mean, there's actually research studies that show that iodine restriction has actually helped with Hashimoto's. So very interesting, very interesting, because we get so much iodine typically in our standard American diet. And so one hidden source is not what you're going to think of. And I'm going to say that the most common thing that people think of when they think of iodine is going to be iodized salt, right? The salt is iodized, and that's correct. Most salt is iodized unless you get Himalayan or one of these other forms, which there's some research, just as a side note, on some of the that I saw on some of the Himalayan salts. I believe it was Himalayan salts, but some of these natural salts could be high in heavy metals, right? And or these other toxic chemicals. And I'm like, great. So what do you consume, right? So anyway, what I wanted to share with you guys is this hidden source of iodine, and that is in red, number 3, an artificial food coloring, okay? So it's really important that I'm an advocate of absolutely not consuming any artificial food colorings, anything artificial, no artificial sweeteners, no artificial food colorings, because we know that if you look at some of the research that's been done, and it's just fascinating, these food colorings can actually attach to proteins and block your body's ability, the enzymes in your body's ability to break down the protein. And if you've learned from any of my videos, you know that food proteins are one of the things that can drive autoimmunity. And we have to break down the food proteins thoroughly so that we're not reactive to it, so that our immune system doesn't react to it. Okay? So these artificial food colorings can actually block the ability of enzymes to break it down, promoting what we call the antigenicity, the reactivity of this food protein. So that's one side. That's another side note. But the thing I really want to talk about is they use iodine to make red number 3. So it's really important you look and you know what you're eating, you read labels, become familiar with it. If there's any red anything, or if there's a long list of ingredients, I don't even touch it. And I really encourage you to take that same philosophy with your food. Food, you need to be eating food, not food-like products. Okay? Dr. Shook here. I hope you guys have learned a lot today. I really appreciate you coming here to learn more about your health. If there's anything that we can do for you, let us know. If you want to learn more about your thyroid levels and actually understanding what your hormones look like and what thyroid hormones you should have checked, you can check out our 9 tests required to understand your thyroid. It's a guidebook. If you're interested in it, just post below. Say, hey, I'd like to know more about your guidebook. We'll post a link so that you can go learn more about it and get it if you want it. But I appreciate you guys. If you need anything, just let us know. Thanks.